Hello class 10 students. Today I will discuss the first chapter in your NCERT book of mathematics of class 10, real numbers. In this lecture I will talk specifically about the Euclid's division algorithm. So if you look at the Euclid's algorithm, it simply tells you about the division. So it has to do with the divisibility of integers. Now stated simply, it says that if any positive integer a can be divided by any other positive integer b in such a way that it leaves a remainder r, then that is smaller than b. Now if you look at it, it's something very trivial. So here I am dividing a number a by b, and whatever division I always have a remainder r. They are saying r is always less than b. Now isn't it obvious? So suppose I am dividing anything by 2, right? So at every stage, if I get a remainder, it has to be less than this, because I take an example, suppose 5 here, I say 1. Now this has to be less than this always, because otherwise my division is wrong. Suppose I did, instead of this, I said 1, I said 2, here the remainder is 3. As soon as this becomes greater, it means this number could actually have been divided further. So I could have actually had 2 here, because then I would have 4 and then 1. So division by any number, you take any example, suppose I say 15 divided by 7. So at any stage, if I do this right now, I immediately know that this division is wrong, because this number is greater than 7. So this has been taught to you since you started with the division probably in class 3 or 4. So immediately you know that this should have been 2, this should have been 14, and the remainder would be 1. So Euclid's algorithm simply states this fact, which you have been studying since probably class 2. So moving back to your chapter here, they have given you a couple of examples here, and instead of writing in the typical way that we used to write here, they are using this notation. So it's one and the same. Suppose I have to divide 17 by 6. So here this would be 2, this would be 12, this would be 5. So I could also write 17 is equal to 6 into 2 plus 5. This is how you have been doing it, and you also know that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This formula also you've been studying since probably grade 4. So this is again the same thing. So they've taken a couple of examples again. So if you're dividing 5 by 12, obviously your quotient would be 0 and your remainder would be 5. And what they're trying to show you here is, every time you divide, your remainder is always less than your divisor. So here it is 5 and here the divisor is 6. 5, the divisor is 12, and so on. So if we write in terms of notations, so if I have positive integers a and b, we have whole numbers q and r, which are basically quotient and remainder, satisfying this relationship. So I'm simply expressing this only. Here I'll have quotient. So I can always write a is equal to b into q plus r, which is again the same thing that you've studied in your previous grades. So it's just the difference of a notation. So Euclid's division lemma. So lemma is a proven statement used for proving another statement. So that is why it's called a lemma, and this is your Euclid's lemma. So both these statements make up your Euclid's lemma. So let's reiterate back into your times when you used to derive HCF. So suppose I was told that find HCF of 455 and 42. So this is how they have expressed. Now I'll show you a method which you have been using since your grade 5. So you have the bigger number here, the smaller number here, and you try to divide it. So this will be 42, 3, 5, 0. So this will be 0, and my remainder is 35. So I simply say 455 is equal to 42 into 10 plus 35. This is again the same thing. Now what we used to do is, when we used to find the HCF, then we used to take now the bigger number here. So 42 used to come here, and then we used to express this in terms of this division. So we used to do this, then I'll get a 7 here, then I'll again take this number here as the quotient. So this is your HCF method which you used to do earlier. So here I'll get a 5, this is 35. As soon as it divides properly, I know I have found my HCF, and my HCF used to be this particular number. In this case it will be 7. Similarly, here what you have to do is that you are expressing this in a similar fashion. Again, you will start using these two numbers. So I will start expressing 42 in terms of 35, and I'll say into 1 plus 7. Now then I will take these two. So this will be 35 is equal to 7 into 5 plus 0. As soon as I get my remainder to be equal to 0, I know I have found my HCF, and this is my H. So coming back to your chapter here, this is what they have done, and they have shown you that every stage you just keep repeating the whole process till you find the remainder equal to 0, and at that particular stage your divisor becomes your HCF. So here 7 would be your HCF. So let's take an example here, 867 and 255. So I have to find the HCF of 867 and 255. So you have to express the bigger number in terms of the smaller number. So in case you get confused, you can just fall back upon your previous lower school methods, and this should be okay for you. You can work it out over here and then get a practice to write like this. So I'll simply write it like this. Now, if you remember, I will take this here. So I have to express 255 in terms of 102. And this is 2. Now I have to express 102 in terms of 51, and I know it is equal to this plus 0. So 51 will be my HCF. So this is actually very simple, and you should be able to do all your problems here. Now this is one application of your lemma. Now the other is that several applications related to finding properties of numbers. So let's look at examples over here. So the question is, show that every positive even integer is of the form 2q and that every positive odd integer is of the form 2q plus 1. Now to be able to do this, just remember we used to write in terms of a and b. So a is equal to b plus r, where r is greater than equal to 0 and less than b. This is my Euclid's lemma. Now here you can assume that b can be any number. So try to find out what is the expression like. So this is here 2, here 2. So I will assume let b is equal to 2. So obviously as soon as b is equal to 2, I have this is a is equal to 2q plus r, and r will range from 0 and 1. So r could have values either 0 or 1. Now if I put r is equal to 0, then this becomes a is equal to 2q plus 0. This is actually 2q. And if I put r is equal to 1, a is equal to 2q plus 1. Now this is the form that I am getting. You can see over here also. Now as soon as I look at 2q, so it means I am multiplying some number with 2. So obviously this is even because it is divisible by 2. So obviously this becomes odd because any number is either even or odd. Now let's move on to the other examples. So here they are saying that show that any positive odd integer is the form of 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3, where q is some integer. So again we'll write down the lemma. So it is bq plus r, and my remainder is either 0 less than b. Now look here closely, this is 4. So obviously my b needs to be 4 here. Now as soon as my b is equal to 4, then I have this 4q plus r, and my range for r becomes 0 to 4, where 4 is not included. So r could take values between 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now try to substitute. So for r is equal to 0, a is equal to 4q. For r is equal to 1, a is equal to 4q plus 1. For r is equal to 2, a is equal to 4q plus 2. For r is equal to 3, a is equal to 4q plus 3. Now look at these values here. This is even. This also I can say it is basically 2 into q plus 1. So since I have a 2 here, this is also even. This and this will be odd. So this is what we were wanting to prove here. or all the positive integers or integers are of the form this. So this is proved. Again, coming back. Now there's another example. A sweet seller has 420 Kaju Barfis and 130 Badam Barfis. She wants to stack them in such a way that each stack has the same number and they take up least area of the tray. Now what are you trying to find here? What is the number that can be placed on each stack? So I have 420 of Kaju Barfis and 130 of Badam Barfis. Now I could put 1 each. So number in the stack is going to be 1 and I can distribute them evenly. So that could be one solution. But here they are also trying to say that it takes up least area of the tray. So I have to find a common factor which divides both of them. And I want to find out the highest common factor because I want to take the least area of the tray. So that is why I want to effectively find out the HCF. For HCF, you will simply again take the Euclids and you will follow this method that I have told you. And here you will find out that the HCF is 10. So you can try to do it yourself. Now moving on to the exercise. So you have to find out Euclid's division algorithm you have to use to be able to find out HCF of all these. Now here there are certain problems which I will solve for you. So show that any positive integer is of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5 where q is some integer. So here if you remember in the same thing here I'll put b is equal to 6. As soon as I put b is equal to 6 this becomes a is equal to 6q plus r and my r could take values from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. When you expand like this, you'll realize that 0, 2 and 4, they all give me even values. So the others will all give me odd values. So this should solve your problem here. 6q plus 1 plus 3 plus 5, they'll be all positive odd integers. An army contingent of 616 members is to march behind an army band of 32 members in a parade. The two groups are to march in the same number of columns. So again, you have to find out the HCF. So using the Euclids, you should be able to find out the HCF here. Using Euclid's division lemma, show that the square of any positive integer is either in the form this or this. Now you have to take a square and there's a form of 3 here. So here you have to understand that if I am looking at a is equal to bq plus r, b I'll have to put 3 here so that even the squaring it will give me 3 factors only. So let's assume that. So let me take a is equal to bq plus r and let me assume b is equal to 3 here. So r will obviously be 0, 1, 2. So a is equal to 3q plus 0, 3q plus 1 and 3q plus 2. These are only the forms of a that I can have. Now I want to square them up. Squaring them up, this is the square of the numbers that I'll have because I'm squaring a up. So this is effectively 9q square. This is 9q square plus 6q plus 1. This is 9q square plus, so I'll use x plus y whole square, 12q plus 4. Now here they were asking me that it is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Now observe this. So if I try to write this, I can simply say 3 into 3q square. This I can write as 3 into 3q square plus 2q plus 1. Here I can write as 3q square plus 4q plus 1 plus 1. Why? Because I have divided 4 in such a manner that it is 3 plus 1. Now the idea behind this is that I have to get this form. So try to break up these values in such a way that I have to either get this or get this. So that's the thought behind your work. So now I know that this could be 3m, this could be 3m plus 1 and this is also of the form 3m plus 1. So all my numbers here can be expressed in this form. So this is how you solve this problem. Then using Euclids, you have to show that the cube of any positive integer is of the form 9m, 9m plus 1, 9m plus 8. So I'm looking at cubes now. So for this problem, I'll again assume that b is equal to 3. But I'll be using cubes now. So a cube is equal to 3q whole cube. A cube could be of the form 3q plus 1 whole cube. and the third form that I could have would be 3q plus 2 whole cube, right? So instead of squaring, now I'm doing cubes because that is what is required. So I have to prove that they are of the form 9m, 9m plus 1, 9m plus 8. So approaching this problem here, I can simply say that this is 3 into 27 cube. I will try to break it in this form, right? Either one of these forms. Looking at this, if you remember the formula x plus y whole cube, it is equal to x cube plus y cube plus 3x square y plus 3xy square. So I'll just expand this. Expansion of this would be, so this is the expansion that I have. Now carefully observe, all these are divisible by 9. So I can have 9m here and plus 1. Then start looking at this. All of these are divisible by 9 and this is plus 8. So this is what I wanted. So I'll just simply say 9 into, and this will be 3q cube plus 3q square plus q plus 1, and this will be 9 into 3q cube plus 6q square plus 4q plus 8. So this is of the form 9m plus 1 which we wanted here, and this is of the form 9m plus 8 which we wanted here, and this is of the form 9 times, this was 9, so 9 3q, so I have 9m here. So this should solve your problem. So effectively whatever is given to you, you just try to use this simple lemma, put in the values and then keep doing the sums, you will get the solutions. So this brings us to the end of